I don't know if anyone's heard of this article. It's called 1000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly. I haven't actually read the article itself, but I've just like heard Kevin Kelly talking about this idea a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
essentially, what it's about is to make a living. I think a lot of, especially young people and a lot of people in general nowadays, they want to be independent. Like they want that freedom,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's economic freedom or freedom from time. A lot of us we don't have that freedom because you have to work and get a job and 9 to 5 etc. That whole grind, and so there's always like on the back of our minds you want to create something to somehow escape out of this rat race, right? And so I think that's
Mm-hmm.
when I think of people that use Flutter. Obviously, big companies can use Flutter as well, but for me, I think Flutter is the spirit of the independent creator, whether that's just one
Mm-hmm.
person or 2 to 5, like a small team, right? To get something off the ground and make a living. And so, what this Thousand True
Mm-hmm.
Fans is about is we get kind of caught up looking at numbers on YouTube and numbers on the internet with all these millions and billions that you think like, oh, I have to get a million downloads or I have to get a million views to make a living. And so that
Mm-hmm.
creates a bit of procrastination and kind of distance between like, oh, I don't think I can ever get there kind of feeling. And so what I really like about what Kevin Kelly said about this Thousand True Fans is it simplifies the math down. And it's just an exercise of math, which is if you have a true fan, which the only reason this is possible, by the way, is because the internet, and also now the internet has
Mm-hmm.
matured so that you can have a direct connection with the customer, right, or your user. It's like you don't have to like go through so many channels like we did before. And so if you just have 1,000 true friends that will just really love what you do, and in 1 year, if you make $100 worth of goods, then 100 times 1,000 is $100,000 and of a salary, and that's a living. And what I really like about this is instead of trying to go for that far goal of trying to satisfy and please a million people, if you just focus really hard on getting 1,000 people to love you, then those 1,000 people will then tell their friends, and that's
Mm-hmm.
exponential growth. And I really really like this idea. And so yeah, for anyone listening and when they're like kind of thinking about creating something, whether it's with Flutter or just in general being an independent creator, I think that's the trend that we see. And I see a lot more people that are able to just sustain their life by themselves through the internet. I mean, you even think about someone like Joe Rogan, the biggest podcaster on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
In his team, there's probably like, you know what I mean? Like less than 5 people for sure. Like it's just him and a producer, and that's basically it. And
Mm-hmm.
before, you would need like a full TV station, full this. And that's with any creative endeavor. Like if you're selling a book, traditionally you have to go through so many channels, and you have like such a long like distant relationship with the customer that you don't even have a relationship with them. But now you can just have an email,
Exactly.
etc.
Mm.
Social media, whatever, and you can connect with them directly. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I really like this idea, and I've been preaching it. I've been on the rooftop just yelling it out to people. And so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you find that interesting, anyone, you should go check out this Thousand True Fans article. I love it.
Yeah, I really like that. I feel like that message is really important to me. It really speaks to me. And I feel like we started this podcast. It's like so easy to start a podcast. We literally just start talking,
Yeah,
and the technology has like enabled us to do so because like people have already built the wheels for us.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the same for Flutter. Like it used to be so hard to
Mm,
get a website online. You have to figure out like so much stuff to get a website online. Nowadays, like to make a mobile app, you like Flutter is just so much easier
mm,
than like 10 years ago.
mm.
If you were to like create a mobile app, you get so limited resources and you have to learn like very low level coding skills.
Mm.
But nowadays you have Flutter.
Yeah.
It's the best time to start pursuing something that you want to do or
Yeah.
creating something you've been wanting to create.